Look directly into that light. Now I'm going to be blind for 10 years.
I
It's
apologize.
fine. It's okay.
Don't be sorry, change. All right, we're gonna start it up.
All right.
Are you ready?
Do your routine.
Yes, ma'am. In 3, 2, 1. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone across the multiverse and the quantum realm? My name is Anthony Sims. This is
Serena. And
this is Closet Content. And we just want to clap it up. And this is when the fans go crazy. We're live here in this room, live from Orlando, Florida. Nickelodeon Studios. I can't even say that anymore. That was a rough one.
Oh, that's an edit.
Yeah, that's an edit.
Get it out. Get it out. The children.
No, I do it for the kids. But today we have an episode, and it's going to be. I'm gonna let you steer the ship here, okay? I trust you. I think you have the wherewithal.
Bold.
It's bold.
That's bold.
I'm a bold man. I like my Doritos bold.
Okay.
There are some things I want to just go over real quick, and maybe I'll even ask you some questions towards the end of it. So if I can get through these standing agenda items, that's all right.
Absolutely.
All right. First things first. April 20th. I don't know. It's like a holiday or something like that. I'm not sure. We have our karaoke chaos event at Silva's Barbershop. An amazing time was had. Well, the last time we did it was a hurricane. But prior to that, we had a great time. No one showed up for that third one. I was like, shit. I went myself. We do karaoke. We play games. We give out food. We sing. We cry. We text our exes. All types of stuff. So come April 20th. That's 4:20, 9 p.m. Silva's Barbershop. It'll be a great time. And
you can't get your hair cut.
No, don't get your hair cut. We don't do that there at all. Absolutely not. Don't even expect to even have your hair looked at. All right, don't even a shampoo. Get out of here. What the fuck? Who do you think you are, guy? May 30th, or not May 30th, somewhere around that time. I want to do kickball. I think the 30th might be.
Ooh.
Yeah, tough, right?
Ooh, what? No, I don't have any. I don't know about what's going on in May yet, but kickball.
Yeah.
Some kickball competition in this area is.
Yes.
Yeah.
We played last year. It was August though, and it was hot as hell.
Oh,
Dumb idea. Whoever idea that was, idiot. Fire that guy.
Trash.
So I want to do this from probably the end of May. It'll be a little cooler. Memorial Day, I think, is the 27th. So maybe we'll do it that day, or maybe the 26th or something like that. But yeah, outside university kickball, we had a good time last time. It was about 24 of us, 2 teams of 12. And I'm not saying this because I like to gloat. I don't brag or boast, but my team smoked the other team, so I'm looking to repeat it again. So I'll be back-to-back OU kickball champ. So if you're interested,
I'm interested.
Yeah,
I'm interested.
Let me know. You know what I mean? Because I'll sign you up right now. And if you want to win, let me know, and I'll put you on my team. So
damn.
Yeah, I think those are all the announcements that I had too.
Were you the captain?
Yes, I was.
You were the captain.
Yes. Yeah.
So this year, will you be doing a voting system, or are you just taking over again?
Honestly.
You're just going to be the captain again.
I thought about that, and I never want to, I've learned from the old white politicians of the past to know when my time is up. So I may give it to someone else. You know what I mean? I may take the hint.
Well, I think the voting system.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I may do that.
We could consider it.
Yeah.
But
because democracy,
Yeah. But also, it was your idea, so I mean, it's basically yours. And I get that too. Yeah, right.
So I might just have a draft pool where we just draft players and stuff.
Yeah.
But that can be very demoralizing. So, I will do that then. Yeah, I definitely will do it.
Yeah, I feel like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
20. And then what happens if one person doesn't show up? You got backup kickers?
Yeah, we have rotations. We have I have everything mapped out to a T. I'm not lying.
How many face injuries?
If you count mine.
Yeah.
1.
Oh.
Yeah. I also think I not tore something, but I think I messed up my ACL too.
In kickball?
Yeah, well, I'm old.
Brittle.
Yeah.
Are you? How old are you? I would love to know how old you are because you just said that you're old. So I'm so curious about your age because I think I'm older than you.
Never asked a woman her age.
You didn't. I asked you your age.
By that.
Yeah.
I think we should move on. I'm only 21.
Right.
Plus 10.
Okay. Yeah, so I am older than you.
So.
And
you look a day over 16.
That's because I get a tremendous amount of Botox regularly, so. And I'll tell you who I get it by if you ask politely.
Who?
She's local.
Who do you get your Botox from?
You gotta hit me up, personally.
Oh, I thought you meant on here.
No.
Okay.
I'm gatekeeping. No, I'm just kidding. Her name is Tanis. And I don't remember her Instagram account. Yeah.
Oh, dude. Small world.
It's Delaware.
Okay, yes. Small state.
We know all of the same people, even if we don't know that we know all of the same people. And I value that about Delaware. And as a Delawarean, I'm sure that you know this, it extends. It goes out. You go out in the world and you think that the Delaware phenomena is over.
No, it's not.
It's not. You will find a Delawarean in Austin, Texas.
I found a Delawarean in Toronto, Canada.
No.
Yes.
Wow.
Crazy.
That's satisfying.
Yes. I was like, huh.
That is satisfying.
I'm famous. So.
Yes. You know me, obviously. Yeah. I don't know you.
I don't know. Who are you? But Tanis, I believe her dad and her brother, Damien and Steve Guerin. You saw it. I just did the interview with JP. He was talking a lot about them. So yeah, I don't personally know her.
Oh, well, she's an angel, and
I'm sure of it.
She does all the best work.
Because I got these. We'll talk later.
Your worries.
Yeah.
Your worries. Yeah, she zap them right out of there.
Just take them out.
Get them the fuck out of there.
I want to look shocked all the time.
I'm working on my cursing as a mother. So.
Yeah, as you should too.
Right.
Moms
I'm trying to
deserve to curse. But yeah, that's everything I had. But who are you? Let me do a quick introduction. Who are you? Who are you? How'd you get in here?
Who am I?
Heavy.
Who am I?
Who are any of us?
Okay, so I'm a mom, you know, first and foremost.
Yeah.
But besides these kids. That's a lot of them, okay?
Because one is one.
But three is many. I'm basically growing a team at this point. You know what I'm saying? And people, it's crazy because after you have twins, the number one question that I get is like, you have one kid, and women would always be like, are you gonna have more?
Yeah.
And that was 8 years of my life.
Yeah.
Are you gonna have more? And then I have these twins, and now everybody will be like, oh, so you're done. And it's like, well, I like my
Wait a minute.
So I like my significant other, and I like all my kids. So I don't know if I'm done.
I might double down. I might do two more.
Heavens.
Yeah.
But you know, that's such a big part of this chapter of life right now.
Yeah.
Like, so many aspects are organized around being able to raise the future.
Yes.
And I take it seriously.
As you should.
Besides that, I organize performers. I work in fire entertainment, I work in aerial entertainment, and I am taking all of my excess energy, which is an alarming amount considering me being the mother of multiple children.
I've mothered multiple children.
I am mothering multiple children. They are very, very different people. Yes. They require very different things. Like, wow, what a team. Anyway, so besides caretaking for these guys, all right, I'm trying to organize a showcase of really high-end, really extraordinary circus performers. This is one of my greatest lifetime goals. This is one of my big dream aspirations. It's something that I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
And for a long time, I was not able to put the energy towards this because I was running faster-paced entertainment companies.
Yeah.
So I was doing like one-off events, weddings, corporate stuff, a lot of club stuff.
Yeah. Taxing.
And it's taxing, it's time-consuming, and it makes it so that, you know, I'm planning a wedding right now too. Yeah. So, and barely, I'm not doing the best job at planning the wedding, but I am doing it.
I hope that person does not see this.
No, he knows.
Yeah.
And you know, it's like, it's easy after a decade of planning events and organizing entertainers.
Just do it.
Yeah, but it's also, it's also one of those things where it's like, I realized from the practice of planning this wedding, it's like every month for the past decade of my life, I have had a deadline, and that is an entertainment-based deadline. It is an organizing people-based deadline. And so this is the first time in my life I don't have that, or I'm not pregnant. So I'm not living on this, like, in 30 days this is about to happen, or in 20 days we're about to do this. And it's like, I didn't realize that I was living in such a place of, like, I didn't want to call it anxiety because I didn't even know that it was that when it was happening. But it's like, I'm not living in a place of chaos.
Yes.
As I was, loving that for me.
I love that for you.
The other thing, and this has been a secret, I didn't tell this to you leading up to this, but I'm gonna rip it now.
I love exclusives.
Okay, so it's exclusive. Anyway, I am actually working on a brand that is catering towards networking lady entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And especially ones that are focusing on physical fitness, not necessarily their career choice, but they have that balance in their life. So where they're focused on having some sort of physical outlet, something that's like maintaining their body, because that's what maintains your mind, as you know. I know you. I know you're out there in that gym. And so I've been working on this brand. I have lady branding expert that's been doing this whole thing with me, like figuring out what the imagery is for this. I'm not going to tell the name yet.
No, I'm going to steal it.
You're going to want this. You're going to pocket it, but it's TM'd, okay? So you can't. Just kidding. I have no idea how to do that.
Don't take our stuff. We're nice people.
Yeah, please. Like, geez, you know what I mean? Anyway, a part of that process is that for the entire next couple of months, I have scheduled out all of these different incredible local, some not so local, female business owners that are just
that's so great.
Baddies. They're just baddies. And it's like there's stories, a couple of, actually all but one I know personally. So I know like little bits of their story and what got them to where they're like where they are now. And it's like, man, I was just sitting around thinking about how incredible it is how many of these women have this like very specific type of mental fortitude that I've never seen categorized in the same place. So I'm excited to build that community, build that network. That is one of the reasons why I was like, I'm going to interview you. Yeah. Because I wanted to get some practice in with a little bit more. I'm practicing. It's a practice.
This is the practice run, test run.
But yeah, that's kind of it. Like that's what I love. That's what I do. That's
who you are.
It's I mean, give or take. You know, I think that another thing that I am realizing is that when I meet people in real life off of social media, I had a not a big account, but a larger account that got hacked a couple of years ago.
I think I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, and I had a pretty solid community on there. Like it was a very like, you know, ladies centric, a lot of like, I used to teach like fitness classes and aerial conditioning and all that stuff. And then, you know, it got hacked and it's been a different experience on social media since that, right? I really have this like concept of, I think that I portray myself on the internet as like an authentic version of me, right? Yeah. But then I meet people and they're like, oh, you're fucking goofy. Like, you're a dork. And I didn't know that based on your character on the internet. And I'm like, how did you not know? Yeah. You know, and it's like, I guess it's because I'm not speaking a lot yet, or it's been a while. Like, I've taken that break. Yeah. But that's always so interesting to me that people will be like, I thought you were so serious. And it's like, even in the most crucial, detrimental, terrifying, terrible situations in my entire life, I'm going to crack a fucking joke.
I'm going to crack a joke.
And it's going to be wildly inappropriate. It's going to make multiple people uncomfortable. Yeah. Like, and I hope you laugh. You might not.
Nah, you might not. I'm going to get this one off, though.
Yes, exactly.
It's funny because I think when I first met you, I was scared because there was fire involved. And I was like, okay, call the marshal. Call the chief, because he'll be down here in 10 minutes. And I can see that because I think it's just like interaction. You first meet somebody, you don't really talk to them that much. But I think as time progressed, we would just have random conversations, and you would like chime in on stuff, I would chime in on stuff, and I'm like, this motherfucker's like funny. Like, she's not like stuck up or hoity-toity. This motherfucker's like funny.
Stuck up is the other one. I get that a lot. People will be like, I thought you were so stuck up, and it's like, I am a little, but like, not on a personal level.
No, just like what
on a general macro level.
Yeah, like what I want out of life. I have like priorities and things that like I care about more than other shit. And I was just like, this motherfucker's funny. I was like, all right, I can fuck with this motherfucker. I was like, all right, cool, we're good.
Appreciate
we're good here. And you know, congratulations on everything because you know, I was raised by my mom and my sister. I think she did a good job too. My mom has 3 or 4 sisters. You know, I have 90% like women cousins. So I've always been around women like my entire life, and that's why I think sometimes some guys don't have that acumen to like understand and then be in touch with their feminine side, or even get the plight of like women and things like that. But I feel like I try to at least. I'm not perfect. Yeah, so one of my ex-girlfriends like, this motherfucker, he's lying, he's an asshole. This dick. But I love that, and that's like something I'm really big into is like the empowerment of not just women, but like little girls, like the next generation up. And I think it's so important, just kids in general, honestly, to like, you know, show them that you can be powerful. You don't have to be just this one thing. You can do whatever they're doing. So I'm a big supporter of that. So I'll be there cheering you on, stealing all your ideas and saying they were mine.
I love that. Yeah. So, take them.
The true patriarch of this whole thing. So, but this is, you know, this is your episode.
So yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm about to steal it. I'm about to steal.
Take it.
I'm about to
give me this.
Steal the vibe. All right. So The day that I met you, right? I pull up. I am with my best friend, okay?
Morgan?
Morgan.
Yeah, shout out to Morgan.
An angel,
Yes.
right? The angel
Yes.
of Delaware, Newark,
Yeah.
Delaware, right?
The saint.
We pull up. I'm like, listen, there's this really crazy artist. He does too many things. He does more things than I do. It makes me uncomfortable.
He
Okay?
does too much.
Shout out Silva.
Shout out to Mike.
Great vibes, dude.
Yes.
But I'm like, he's got so much going on, and he told me about this event, and the way that he carries himself is literally, he's like, I'm doing this thing, this is what it's going to be, and, blah, blah,
That's
blah,
what it
blah,
is.
and then that's it. And it's like, oh, okay, love that.
Cool,
so the
cool, cool.
concept is that I'm going to pull up to this place after my first job of the night, which is performing fire. I'm going to immediately perform fire. He's going to reveal a painting that I am somehow in a little. I'm going to meet this other woman who's also in this painting. I have no context for it whatsoever. None. Love this vibe, right? And I'm thinking there's going to be like 20, 30 people here, and it's going to be like cute. But that's not the case. I get there. There's so many people. They're all staring at me. They all already know who I am. I've never seen any of these motherfuckers before in my life. Silva is busy. He is not able to speak to me at this time.
Not at all.
Then his daughter sings this song, right?
Yes.
This is the moment I get there. I've just walked up. People are like, hello, hello. I'm like, wow, I am the president right now. This is amazing for me. I'm also confused. I'm not dressed in the way that I would have dressed had I realized this is this style
I think you were
event.
like a hoodie.
I was wearing breakdancer apparel.
Yeah.
I am not a breakdancer. It was ridiculous. And red bottoms. I'm wearing breakdancer apparel
Yes,
with red bottoms.
yes.
On a cement ground. Like, what? There's so much going on. Anyway, so then Kennedy starts singing, and I immediately, because I am a mother,
Yeah.
so I start sobbing,
Yeah.
okay? I am taken aback. So
Yeah.
then the people that have decided they're my friends now that I've never met before are like, are you drunk? And I'm like, no, I don't even drink. Like, fuck off, you know?
I'm just a mom.
I'm just a mother. So anyway, that's the beginning of my night. And then I realize, at first, I think that you are just the loudest, drunkest guy in the room. And I'm entertained. I'm like, wow, he's really so, this is a character. But then it occurs to me that you are directing this establishment.
Yes.
You are the vibe police, okay? You are telling these people where to go, when to laugh, what's going on. There's somebody filming. And I was like, okay, so this person is a designated host.
Yeah.
And I immediately am like, this is a staple. This would be chaos. This whatever this Mike Silva vision is,
Yeah.
cannot be executed without a guide.
Yeah.
You're like the spiritual guide. You know, people that are doing like the bufa and shit like that, the
Yes,
ayahuasca.
the ayahuasca.
You're that for Silva's events.
I am.
Yes. And I love that. I loved that. I've done weird, obscure events before. I've done weird, obscure events in this area. Do you remember Mood Swings?
Dude, I remember mood swings.
Do you remember the girl hanging from the ceiling in Mood Swings? Because, baby, that was me.
That was you?
That was me. Yeah, that was me. Yup. So all the OG Delaware people, you remember Mood Swings. You remember, what was the Mood Swings guy's name? Greg Farnario. He's into cigars now.
God.
Oh, yeah, I'm dropping that heat. Yeah, I'm 32, dude. I've been here. I am the one. I am the one.
I'm new here.
I know. I grew up here in these lands. You know what I'm saying?
God.
So, yeah.
Mood swings turning Delaware Live.
Yes. Oh, Delaware Live. Exactly. Same ownership, different branding. Love that. I feel that. I've done that. Anyway, so I've done these type of events before, and I've always kind of had the pressure on myself. I've had one host before, and he was amazing.
Yeah.
He is an amazing circus host, but there was a different level of this event, right? That Silva had thrown that is like, you have community, you have organic community,
Yeah.
you have live art, you have
Food truck.
music,
You know what I mean?
and he himself is like a character. I can't really pinpoint what kind of character exactly, but like he himself is like you kind of gotta witness it. You
Yes.
know what I mean?
Yes. 100%.
And that's like, I don't know, I was very inspired by the concept of hosting through that. So that's, followed you, thought that you were funny, see that you're doing this, and like my algorithm's kind of jacked up. Like if you're a
Everyone's
dude
is. Yeah.
doing anything really, it's not gonna show me you. Like it's hiding you. So I have to like get in there and be like, I think that the way that I found this again was you had reposted something like through the training center, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, you're there. And then I'm seeing what you're doing. I knew that you did like merch drops and stuff like that. But I realized that like you're on this journey of interviewing people that are like local anybody.
Yes, 100%. That's
local
100%.
Anybody.
Yep.
And I am so curious to connect these two dots.
Yeah.
Like, so I think my first question, that was a big old interlude.
I love that though, because I didn't have to do it.
It's like, I gotta get the context out there. So my first question for you is, when you were a little baby Simmy,
Tiny Simmy,
when you were a tiny Simmy running around, were you like, I'm trying to grow up and be a host for obscure art events?
That's exactly what I wrote in my diary every night. No,
Right.
I think for me it was when I was younger. I always had this knack for wanting to make people laugh. I started wanting to make my dad and my mom laugh, and I was just like, I just want to make people laugh, because a lot of times you can make somebody laugh, you kind of get the tension off of like some bad shit you probably did earlier in the day or whatever the case may be. So that was like my main focus, and I remember I would write in my we had these books in elementary school, and you'd talk about when you grow up. So first I was like, I want to be a Dallas Cowboy, I want to be a police officer, a firefighter.
These are all terrible
Three
jobs.
of the worst jobs you could probably have.
Wow, Dallas Cowboy.
Exactly.
Jeez, you're gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, heavens, dude.
And then when I got to like second or third grade, I was like, I want to be a comedian. And I wrote that every year until I was in sixth grade. And I think that turned into, I just want to be able to entertain people. So I think that's probably where it starts from. The hosting thing, I think it just spewed off of my ability to kind of like talk to people and have, I think, conversation and I don't know if it's quick-witted or what, quips, you know what I mean? Like those,
Quips.
those type of things. And that stemmed, I think, in part from me. I want everyone to be comfortable. Like when I was a kid and there'd be a new kid in school, I'd be like, I'm your friend. Like if you need anything, let me know.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I was always blessed enough to kind of, because I was funny, I was popular or whatever the case may be. So I was always like, I want people to feel comfortable. And especially if it's something I'm involved in, I don't want anyone to ever walk in and be uncomfortable. So when you got there, I think the first thing I said to you was, I'm Mike Silva Jr., so if you need anything, let me know.
I totally forgot about that part. That's true.
Like,
That's true.
You know? And I was just like trying to be nice.
Oh my God, I totally remember that, because Morgan was like, oh, like I just met Mike Silva. And I was like, I'm next to Mike. He's right here.
So I think that's what it stems from. And I think just with anything and you'll probably get more into this, but like bringing awareness, like what my friends are doing, it's because I think they deserve it. And I think people deserve to know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. So from there.
Yep.
And this is like, I almost wanted to finish with this one, but I think that it's going to open up the door for so many little isms. You know what I mean? So like, I'm going to just rip it.
Capitalism.
I would really love, and mind you, I've been kind of being like, calling this out of my friends lately. Like I've been really trying to sit with people and be the people that I care about that are like in my life. And I'm like, what is the grand scheme for you?
Yep. Nope. That's perfect.
What is this?
That's a great question. First and foremost, to be realistic.
No, okay. I don't want that.
Be unrealistic.
I don't want you to be realistic because that's because then you have your experience and it's like your experience. I want your previous experiences to be irrelevant. I want what you think, like fuck financing, fuck all of this shit. I want to know if there were not limitations on what it is that you could accomplish, but what you want. What does that look like?
I would like to take the Outside University brand and make that like a household name in the same way you think of like a Barstool Sports.
Okay.
Or even on a more singular level like ESPN.
Okay.
I want it to be a place where it doesn't matter what sport you like. You turn on ESPN, you're going to catch something. So it doesn't matter what you're into. Or Mr. Beast, if you're familiar with him on YouTube. I want it to be able to be a brand, a household name where, like, if I'm looking for some sort of content around aerial acrobatics or, you know what I mean, or just like pro wrestling or haircuts or whatever the case may be, there's probably a hub here. They have something here for me, right? That's like on the content tip. As far as, what I want from a community level, I want to build this ecosystem in this community where if I need a photographer, I know that I'm going to go to Outside University and be like, they got good dudes over there. Like it's a good recommendation, essentially. I think they have like, there's a handyman app. I don't know the name of it, but it's like, if you're looking for someone to fix your gutters, people will give you reviews and things like that. Like I essentially want Outside University to be like that, where if you're looking for someone in your field, they know that like Sims fucks with this person.
Right.
He don't fuck with no bullshit.
Right.
I know this is a good person. I'm going to go here first. And if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's fine. But I know that this is some grade A shit right here. This is not no bullshit. I don't have to sift through a bunch of Facebook messages and then things like that, or Facebook statuses and that type of stuff. So I really wanted to be a community for people, and I also want to put out content that's decent content. And I don't want to limit myself or my friends or my family, my acquaintances to just being we can only talk about this one thing. We only do this one thing. JP does the other tattoos at Golden Age Tattoo. We did a whole thing about tattoos, and the first thing he said to me was, "I want to do this, but I also want to talk about other stuff, about my real life." And I was like, yes, I want to be able to show that there's so many different sides to
That's
things.
JoJo's fiance, right?
Yes.
The one? Okay. Yeah.
She's killed it with the hair.
Loved it. Yeah, I know.
Nice.
She's my hair mother.
She
she
snaps.
She's great.
So that's really if I can be very simple, that's my goal. And it is not easy. And I think that, building community, just trying to get followers is hard. But you gotta stay consistent. And I put up the 3 C's, and I forget one of them, but one of them was, terrible branding. 2 of them were consistency and compelling. Okay. And I think if you don't have consistent content, and it's not compelling, people aren't gonna watch it.
Yeah.
You gotta post some shit that's fire.
Right.
You post it one time, what good did that do? You know what I mean?
That's one of the things for the last even 2 years, since it was since that last account, since everything kind of dropped, I was like, I'm free, I don't give a fuck. I'm out of there. I'm out of there. And it was like, I talked to my sister about this a lot, because my sister had a very...
a sister?
Yeah, yes.
A freak?
She's amazing.
Yeah.
Her name's Tina. She used to run a clothing business for years.
Your mom named you Tina and Serena?
She did, yes.
Okay, I'm done interrupting you, sorry.
Yeah, and her name is Eena, and mine's Erena, and it can, you know what I mean? It can be, it's a mouthful. Anyway, and then my brother's name, hold up, now we gotta do this, ready? Yeah. So then my brother's name is Storm.
That's hard.
Yeah. That's hard. Yeah, I know. What, you know what I mean? She was like, this is my son. This is my last child. I will name him Storm. Wow, dude. I was 2 years old being like, Mom, for real?
Really, though?
Are you honestly about to make this decision? It will impact all of our lives. And she did it. She stuck to it. And I think he likes his name, honestly.
It's hard.
When it comes to consistency on the internet, I think that doing it in a way that's organic and not forced is so important, of course. But as you know, and this is when you're in the gym, right? Especially if how long have you been going to the gym?
I was consistently 4 years.
Okay. Yeah. So I've gone consistently for, I guess my daughter's fucking 8 years old. So for 7 years, I've been a pretty frequent gym user, right? Gymmer, a gym gal, if you will, you know? And one of the things that I've really come to find comfort in is that it's the real progress and the real breakthroughs happen on those shit ass days.
Yes.
Those trash days.
Yes.
Where you're like, I don't want to go. I'm too dehydrated. I didn't fucking eat enough.
Sleep.
I'm I was out, all of those things. And then you have those moments, and it's really the mental game of, I have made the decision to show up for myself and keep my promises to myself.
Yep.
And there is reward in that. And I think that there's such a, that was one of the reasons that I was really interested to go this route specifically, because you have an ambiguity.
I like that.
To your brand. Yeah. Right? I think of, and again, done no research on your brand.
Shouldn't. Don't. No one do it.
Fuck it.
Just follow me.
Well, that's a part of branding, is that you want people to be entranced by either your energy, your brand's energy, whatever, and they're in it before they even realize what the fuck they're in.
Holy shit.
And you see other people doing brands like that. There's I'm not going to brand drop right now, but there's a couple other brands that are in this area where I'm like, what even is this?
What are you doing?
What in the world are you selling anything? Are you marketing anything? I don't think you are. I don't even know what the goal is. Is this legal? Is it a cult? Yeah. That's a real with the brands and the cults. You don't know. Yeah. Sometimes I don't know. I'm like, is this a cult? Yeah. Exactly.
Don't drink the punch.
Are you in a cult and you don't even know you're in a cult, or are you a cult leader and you don't know that you're a cult leader? Because I think that there are brands that are on, you know what I mean? They're in that place. They're in that place where it's it's going to be too late, and they're going to be like, oh shit, this is what we've done. But that's not you. That's not your brand. No. And I love that for us. What I was saying is that you have this, outside university, this style of merch, right? seeing people out and about in the world and seeing this branding says to me like that feel good out energy.
Yeah.
Like I'm outside. That doesn't mean any which way of which I'm outside, because that's the concept of being outside is.
It could be so many different things.
Right.
And some people think it's a negative, it's a positive. I mean, I'm in the streets. I mean, I'm fucking people.
Right.
For me, it was like.
I'm outside playing dodgeball.
Yeah, I said it because I'm like, that was like, I'm outside, like I'm with the people. You know what I mean? I'm really outside. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really outside. I'm in these streets. You know?
I'm on the porch.
Yeah, you know
outside.
What I mean? I'm here. Don't play me. And that's really kind of what I want. And that's why the year is 1998, because I moved to Delaware in 1997, 1998, and that was the first year I was able to go outside by myself without my mom having to like watch me. I was outside. Like I was.
Oh, you're an imposter.
I'm from Philadelphia. Don't do me like that. Oh. Don't do me like that. Come on now. Don't.
Whoa.
Don't do that.
I thought that you were.
No.
I thought that you were.
It's not homegrown talent.
Shit, I thought that. See, had I known that you weren't born here.
Yeah.
Right.
I respect it.
I wouldn't have been able to participate, but I'm gonna make this exception one time.
We'll make it the best we can with what the information we know now. So.
I'm hurt, but you know what? It's fine. Cause how old were you? Like 8 when you got here?
Not even. I think it was like maybe 6.
That's a lot of years.
I don't remember the first 4 years of my life.
But we're gonna accept you anyway.
I put on for the state. Y'all owe me this.
Right.
I made that meme.
Right. You know what? Right. So you get 2 extra years because of that, and that's it.
We did it.
There you go. Okay. So some of the things that I'm also interested about you, about your schedule, about your little routine, because you have to have a routine. Gotta have a routine.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
How are you balancing the physical and the mental right now?
Yeah.
What does that look like for you?
It's tough, but I don't make excuses because I do other things. So like, I'll get that in a second, but like, I make time to go out and drink. I make time to hang out with my friends. I make time to spend money. You know what I mean? So I can make time for myself, and I'm big on that. Like I have to make time for myself. So I'll be like, this is hard, but I'm also like, all right, bro, you just went out for 8 hours yesterday. Like you can go and go to the gym. So I'm very like I want to say strict, but I have a schedule as far as when I go to the gym. I have at least 4 days a week, 4 or 5 days a week. It can be Monday through Friday. It can be Tuesday through Saturday. It doesn't matter, but I make sure I go. I don't make any excuses with that. I make sure that if anything is like bothering me, like the mental aspect, I actually like kind of sit with it and think about it.
Okay.
I don't brush things off because I think when I brush things off, I don't perform the best, whether in the gym or like doing stuff like this. So I actually try to like sit and feel my feelings. Didn't do that when I was younger. I started doing that probably like 4 or 5 years ago. I think it's made me a better person. So I think I'm just really, I don't want to say self-aware. I just try to be kind of aware of what's going on. Listen to my body. I just said that to myself probably 2 days ago. I was like, man, I'm kind of tired. Listen to my body and went to sleep, you know? Or if I have a bad feeling about something, like in my intuition, my gut feeling, I listen to my body. I'm like, I don't think I should be doing this. So I think I just try to be as aware as possible. And that helps with the balance. I have a whiteboard in that room over there, and I write everything on that whiteboard. You know, whether it's like jokes I want to like work on, I write jokes for some weird reason. Like scheduling things, like I have your name on that board, and it's a date next to your name, today's date, and I write everything down. That way, if I'm like, okay, I know I'm doing this at 1, 2 o'clock, and I can kind of like filter in anything else I have to do that's maybe not as important, the miscellaneous shit. But I know that this is the big thing. This is what my day is.
Right.
So I just try to revolve my day around just certain things, certain feelings, and it helps a lot. Not perfect. I'll be fucking up. I'll be wigging out sometimes, but like I try not to let like that affect, you know, my friends, my family, the brand, that type of stuff too. So I think it's just being aware. It helps me balance a little bit. So
okay. Yeah. So do you think that?
Whatever.
So what the thing is that I'm kind of a genius.
I'm gifted.
Wow. I'm gonna reorganize these pens really quick. Please pause. Pause everything. Pause the production.
No, because honestly, I was looking at it too. I was like, ew, I would never have set these pens up that way. All right.
So, have you done a day in the life yet?
No, I don't think I've ever done it before.
Oh my God. I have tried to do this so many times myself as an individual. It's like if I were to release these videos that I have captured of my day-to-day life, people would think that I am a comedian, but that is actually that's just I'm not, okay? And that's just the reality of my
Netflix
experience.
special coming out now. That's not me.
That's not me, man. If I had a Netflix special coming out, I would I would be so well dressed for that. I would get on that stage. I would kick a fucking chair over immediately. I would throw that glass cup of water.
Say that right in the audience.
Throw that glass cup on a wall, splash everywhere.
Right in the audience.
I'm walking on glass now.
Yeah.
Now and nobody's laughing. They're feeling uncomfortable.
That guy just left.
But I would do it.
Yeah.
That's how I would handle that. That'd be day one of my Netflix special. But because Netflix has not personally reached out to me yet, we're gonna move on from that theory. But I have tried to do a day in the life, and it is a disaster.
Yeah.
My life has a lot of moving parts, right?
And a lot of little ones.
A lot of little ones, a lot of big ones. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's a lot of like my significant other doesn't do social media at all, which I love that. Yeah. I love that. If you're gonna be a person on the internet, right? It's best to have another person balancing you out, being like, "What are you doing? Yeah. Why?" I love that energy.
Respond in the comments. I love you.
Yeah. No, not even. He'll be like, "I liked that." And I'm like, okay, thank you. I appreciate your support, sir. I'm gonna marry you. You know, I'll marry you. That's great.
We'll marry. Yes.
Betrothed. But I am interested in seeing what a breakdown of a day in the life of a Delaware interviewee.
Yeah.
What is your title? That's a valid question.
I would say God MC, honestly, or rap God, whatever you want to put.
Rap God. I've never heard you rap. This is interesting.
Yeah, I used to make music. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for like 10. I started making music in like 2011.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's funny because like my life has just like progressed. The branding is like way past that, but a lot of this started because of music.
Wow.
I would say like an interviewer, and host, podcast host.
Yeah. You're a host.
I'm a host.
Right now, I'm the host.
Yeah, right.
I've stolen your job right now, but it's nice. Temporarily.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
it's because I bullied you a little bit.
Exactly, and we like bullying.
Yeah.
It's International Women's Month. I said you can have it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I don't need it right now. I had Black History Month all last month.
Yeah. Balance.
Yeah.
I love that.
I would say a host.
Okay.
So a day in my life is interesting because if it's a weekday, it's a very early day. I work at 6 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Okay.
So I'm up around like 5 most of the time.
Okay.
And just getting ready, shit, shower, and shave, all the fun stuff.
5 a.m.?
I've been doing that for like 5 years. And it's a little weird waking up that early because you're like, some people are still up and you're like, you were doing coke.
Right,
some people are going to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, you were just, that's why you're still awake. It's not too much noise. It's pretty chill. So obviously, when I'm working, I do try to focus solely on work. I'm a manager. I lead teams. But with the advent of the internet and for the pandemic, I'm able to work home, so I can balance some things out. So take away the job aspect of it. I do, like I was saying, I do write a lot. Like I try to schedule out these interviews. So I'll hit people up like a month and a half in advance and be like, hey, I think I did it to you. I think I did it in February.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's start. We'll talk about some of this stuff. And I try to like iron some of that stuff out. And that's why I'm so anal about certain things because like I have to have it like kind of down to like not the T per se, but I have to have some sort of like plan because if anything goes wrong or shifts this way, shifts that way, it could throw a lot of other stuff off. And that's why I'm always like, yo, if you're really gonna come through, let's have a plan. So I do probably plan throughout my day, get everything on paper. Obviously, eat lunch like a normal person. If you're skipping breakfast and lunch, you're a nut. And I'm sorry. I know some people are like, a lot of my like friends don't eat breakfast. Bro, it is the best thing ever. Eat breakfast, bro. Like it is. That shit is lit. Like I'm not new. You know what I mean? Like I've been doing this shit for 32 years.
Not new.
Like I wouldn't steer you wrong. Eat your breakfast, yo. So after I eat my lunch. I try to. My day, I think, breaks at 12 o'clock, and I think that's when my second half of my day starts, like most people. But I've already been up for 7 hours. Most people have only been up for like 4 hours.
Right.
So I'm already thinking about what am I going to do after that. So after work, it's the gym, like immediately. I have to go to the gym.
Okay.
I'm not one of those, I don't mind going to the gym late.
Oh, so you're like that 3:30 to 5 window?
Yeah.
You're at club time.
Yes.
You're at the club.
Yes.
You are clubbing.
Yes. It is.
Like, can you even reach the stair machine?
It's thick in there.
It's thick. Yeah, you gotta wait.
Yes. So and because of that, I go early. I know it might take a little bit longer to get done.
Right.
I'm like, I might get done this shit around like, if I go at 3:30, I might get done with this shit around like 5:30ish. And if you're like 2 hours at the gym, it's like, well, it's not just 2 hours at the gym. It's the the commute, first of all, then you're talking to somebody, talking to this person, you know what I mean? But I also try to make sure that I go and I go hard. So after that's done, you know, I come back, and if I have anything I have to film, I film it. If I have anything I have to edit, I edit it. And then I'll just sit here in this room, and I'll just start writing ideas down, and I'll do things, you know, that are quick little things I could just throw out, you know. So I did one the other week where it was talking about being tired, because I was fucking tired. You know what I mean? I looked up a chat GPT script. I came up with, you know, the lines I wanted to say using AI, and I just recorded it. So a lot of that afternoon time is me just playing with the cameras, playing with my lights, you know, playing with the setup and stuff, just trying to make sure everything's good. That way, when like you come over, you don't gotta watch me do all this extra shit. You can just sit down, drink your creatine, and then just yell at me, you know? So I take a lot of time in the afternoon to do that kind of stuff. And around like 8 o'clock, I decompress.
And so, all of this, did you teach yourself all of this?
It wasn't just me. I got to shout out to my cousin Greg. My cousin Greg is like I have an older brother. My cousin Greg is like my other older brother. Him and his partner Sarah, they have a YouTube channel with like 16,000 subscribers.
Okay.
They got into it probably a couple years ago. She does ASMR videos.
Oh, okay.
But he's been doing, he used to make my beats when I made music. He used to mix and master all my stuff. He used to record the videos. He's like a genius. So he taught me a lot of this stuff.
Okay.
And he's just like, you got to have this, you got to have that, play around with this. And he's the first person to be like, look, I don't know everything, but I know that I'm not going to learn anything by not doing something.
Right.
And he's always like, just try it. So a lot of the stuff I learned from him, and then I learned from YouTube. That's another thing I do when I'm decompressing. I'm not a big reader per se, unless it's Shel Silverstein. They paid me to say that. I watch a lot of YouTube videos about the things I want to do, like how do you become a better interviewer? How do you, you know, work your cameras in the best light? You know, what is the best lighting? Things like that. So I try to expand my knowledge in my downtime, and then I just roll a blunt, and then I just smoke it, and then I'm like, man, can't wait to do it all again in 4 hours at 5 o'clock in the fucking morning.
Yep, there it is.
And on the weekends, I go out and I have fun with my friends on the weekend.
Where's your going out spot? Is this the edit? Because then you're gonna have.
Yeah, I can't tell you all that because then you're gonna just show up there. No, I honestly, as much as people like try to shit on Delaware, when I do it too, and I think you can shit on places you live because you live there. You know what I mean? It's different when people who don't live here. Shut up, jabroni. I love Trolley. And, you know, I do think I'm getting older to the point where some of those bars I can't go to. I can't really go to Tap House sometimes. I feel like I'm the oldest person there. But I love going to Oyster House. I love the chicken tenders. I never had a bad time at Oyster House.
I love Oyster House.
I love it.
I love oysters.
Yeah, so I didn't say all that. I didn't say all that.
do. I'm saying I do. Yeah. Me personally, this side of the table. No, man.
I don't like seafood. I'm fake.
Okay, so
I'm fake.
that's fake.
Yeah,
you're in there in the Oyster House acting
don't
like.
Don't tell them that neither, because they're gonna kick me out.
Yeah, I mean they know because you're just getting chicken.
They're like, hey, what? I never seen you eat a crustacean.
Not a single shrimp. All right. Ooh, I had a shrimp aversion when I was pregnant. Ooh, that was rough. That was terrible. Hated that. 0 out of 10. Ooh.
So I like oyster, and man, I don't. This is gonna sound kind of weird, but like I went to a predominantly white school. Like for like the first like 8 years of like I guess secondary school, I guess, or primary school, whatever it's called, right? So for like from grade 5 through grade 12, like it wasn't bad in St. George's down in Middletown, but it was predominantly white. So when I came out of high school, I had a lot of white friends, and when I was like 21, I started hanging out with this kid Dre. And I had a lot more friends that looked like me, that were into things that I was into, that had been through things I've been through. So I developed this like love for like Docklands. It was Firestones at the time. And I'd go there and I would just be like, it was like Black Sweden. It was just like black people, Hispanic people everywhere. And it was so like refreshing to me, you know what I mean? Because I was around people that like looked like me and things like that, as opposed to going to fucking grottos in Newark. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like it's totally different.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I've always had a soft spot for like Docklands.
Yeah, I'm that
crazy.
Old.
So and that's nothing against.
They're still there.
Yeah.
They're not. It's not an old thing. They're still there. That's wild to me. That's a phenomenon. I guess people don't understand that unless they are from Delaware. So for context, for people that are outside of Delaware, it is such a small space. In a college town,
it's a corner.
It's barely, and it's a rectangle. It's the size of the back of like a semi truck.
Yes.
And they pile and pile and pile in there.
Stuff them in there.
And they're all so sweaty, and and it's like it smells like beer from like across the street, and it's just awful. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a very specific to Newark situation.
Yes. So you go from that to like a Docklands or a fire situation, it is like a complete 180. But I loved it, so I will forever be a fan of places like that where I can just be around. And I'm not one of those people that's like pro this, pro that, but like I love being around like my type of people because like I feel like I am not getting stared at. You know what I mean? I'm not like I went down the starboard. And obviously, I'm 6'3", 6'4". My friend Fox is 6'5". Like, we're two tall black guys walking the starboard. A bunch of old white people are like, they're like, who do you play for? And I was just like, you know what I mean? Shit like that. So, some lady came up to them and she was like,
holy shit, hold on. You mean about sports, but I have to let you know right now, which I might be like digging my own grave here, but I was like, oh, jazz band. They think that you play in a jazz band. But it's not 1920, so they think
you like
that.
Ellington?
Right.
Yeah, so I'm just like, not having to deal with that is always good, you know, or being around people like our age too, you know, regardless of color, being around people that are like in their 30s, you're not going to run into the, like that weird shit with people who are like kind of like in their early 20s. Yeah. So those are my go-to spots. So.
It's okay to say that you don't prefer to hang out with like white teenagers. It's okay.
I truly don't. And like, I'm not.
We, as in not me, because I'm not a white teenager. No, I'm an elder, what do they call us? Elder millennials. That's me. That shit pisses me off. Like, I hate when they say that, but yeah, no, it's valid. Experience of like, dude, this last year, like running this entertainment company, I had to like, very rarely did I have to go into like nightlife environments that just no longer are for me. Yeah. But when I did have to go into them, every time it's like my cortisol levels, like I was taken aback.
I'm just like, was this tight, like, you know what I mean?
Yes,
I'm just like, oh my God.
And then by the time I get to the car, I'm like, oh my God, thank God. Like, woo, you know what I mean? It's the moment of feeling out of place in an environment of a large crowded scenario where everybody around you is like, I love this shit. And you're like, oh my God, really? I so deeply do not. This sounds like a hamster wheel on drugs. And you all somehow are hearing something differently than I am.
And I'm like, am I... You know what I mean? They just played Clarity by Zed for the third time. Like, y'all are still having fun? Like, you know what I mean? I'm just like, no, I can't be in this type of environment.
And man, the weekend thing is such a real socialization. Yeah. Wow. You know?
Put it right there. Wow.
Socialization. Just, geez Louise, am I right? Like, heavens. Okay, so I got your socialization, I got your day-to-day, I got your physical, I got your mental balance, I got your big goal. Your big goal was my big one. That was like, I really want to hear that out loud from you for your brand, but it's like from everybody. I'm seeing this theme. I'm seeing this theme about people, and it's always that. It's that energy of like, I'll be like, all right, what do you want? And they're like, well, and it's like the moment of hesitance or that moment of like, you know, if it could be this, and it's like, I don't see that. Yeah. Like, I don't see that. I see that you are showing consistency, and I see that you have this goal, and I see that you're doing the things to it. So it's like, it's actually just a matter of time. Yeah. And like micro adjustments, of course.
Yeah,
like,
always. That's
just life. Exactly. Like,
excuse me.
I love that part of business or community or entrepreneurship. Like, I love that once you really get the hang of it, once you've been in it long enough, you really connect. Yes. Like, this is just what life is. And it's the same type of adjustments. That's what I was saying about the gym shit. Like, you go to the gym and you're like, okay, you know, I have to repeat, like, I'm repeating the same exercise. I've been doing this exercise for, you know, a decade, almost a decade at this point. And, like, you see these, like, fluctuations with your body and the directions that it goes in and the discipline that it takes. And it's like, man, it can take... Yo, I've worked on my body for, you know, months at a time, and then I take 2 weeks off, a month off. Gone. I'm a 90-pound little boy all over again. How'd that happen?
Where's my... I thought I had the arm.
Right.
Not there no more.
But that second time, like, it's always the get up. It's always the, like, you know, taking that energy to recover, taking that energy to be accountable. You said that you are spending time with your thoughts and your feelings. I think that's interesting. That's a different approach that I'm taking right now.
Fuck 'em.
I'm for real. Like, I'm really at a point right now where and again, that's the chaos of like the chapter in my life. Yeah. I think that I did spend years being like, how does this make me feel? You know, sitting with my bullshit. Now I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, I know where I'm an aggravated person. I know where, you know, there's a line in any day or any, for me, I'm a woman, so I got a monthly cycle.
Yeah.
There's 5 days of this month where like my significant other is basically a victim to me being like, do you really love me? Do you actually really love me? And he's like, right. I'm like, but do you really, really love me? Yeah. Oh my God. I hit him with the worm thing so hard. That worm phenomenon. I was like, and he goes, this is balance. This is relational balance. Okay. This man goes, are you asking me if I would love you if you had started as a worm or if you became a worm? And I was like, damn.
That boy different.
I guess he is.
He different.
He did. I mean,
I was like, no.
I mean, he locked it down with me, but. So he's different, but like, wow. But you know, I was like, I guess if I turned into a worm, and he was like, yes. And I was like, damn. And then I'm crying about that too. You know what I mean? So, but I know this about myself now. I know my situation now, the point where it's like, you know, I keep saying this, like I'm a refined version, right? I'm a refined version of this person that I've known.
Used to be. I'm totally different.
Right. The level of unhinged, I'm putting her down. And every once in a while,
flares up.
Every once in a while, like somebody or some circumstance will call upon
they'll take it out.
The unhingedness.
Yeah. Sometimes it's deserved though. Sometimes it ain't.
Right. At that point, God is basically calling upon me to be like, hey, you got to do that thing. Hey, you got to do that thing or they're not going to learn the lesson.
You got to go check in.
Exactly.
They're not.
And that's the important part about, you know, being self-aware and self-activated and all that shit. Because it's like at a certain point, you know, you keep taking responsibility and you keep taking accountability and all those things are great and they're powerful and they're amazing tools. Every once in a while, you need to be like, oh, fuck all of you.
Yeah, first of all, fuck
and
you.
That's balance, ladies and gentlemen.
I love it.
That's balance, okay?
That's balance.
That's balance. But yeah, I think I really wanted to open up the opportunity for you to be introduced in your brand because you're out there.
I appreciate that.
And so it's time to be like,
that is such a good way to put that because I think someone had approached me before and they were like, I want to interview, and I shot it down immediately. I was like, no.
Oh shit.
And I was just like, because it's not about me. And that was like, I don't want that. And that was probably like when I first started this. It was like early, and this is like episode like 25, 26 or something like that. We're getting up there. This is like episode 3. Someone's like, hey, let me interview you. And I was like, no.
I love that.
And now I feel like it was the right time to do that because I feel like this is, you know, this needs to happen. People need to be a little bit more in the know with some of this stuff, and also, you know, I don't gotta give away all the secrets.
No.
You know what I mean? But I think it is important, you know, to kind of, I almost say people see my face all the time and it's beautiful, to put, well, you know, a name to the face or, you know, a face to the brand and stuff like that too. So I had some stuff I wanted to ask you real quick though, before we wrap it up.
Let's go.
Is that cool?
Go. Yeah. Yeah.
My first question, why fire?
That's top secret.
Okay.
That's top secret information. I cannot reveal, I cannot reveal that personal part of my life. Yeah.
She's actually the Human Torch. She used to be a superhero.
Right. Right.
I understand.
It's a little alien. It's a touch of CIA. It's a touch of alien.
You don't gotta tell me. I don't get shot.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Actually, that's best for you.
You've told me too much.
I would edit that out.
Yeah.
I would just get it out of there. You know what I mean? I would make sure that people don't think that I touch fire at all ever because I don't want to make anybody uncomfortable. Okay? I don't want the fire marshal calling me. Okay? And I'm going to continue to light things on fire illegally all across this tri-state area. Okay? Next question.
What type of legacy are you trying to leave behind for your kids?
Easy answer. This one's easy. I got this
nothing.
one. I got this one.
Yeah.
I got 2 daughters. I got 1 son. I was terrified to be a boy mom. I was,
really?
Yeah, oh yeah. I had no context of being a boy mom.
You'd be a great boy mom, but I mean,
I love being a boy mom.
Yeah.
I love being a boy mom. It is like, it has leveled up my energy of motherhood to a whole new realm.
Yeah.
Like, I love this, and I'm in such a supported relationship. Like, the twins' dad is so pro-parenting and like being present and like takes ownership of being a father, which is so important to me.
Yeah.
Like, I can't stress enough how beautiful it is to see somebody take priority in their fatherhood.
Yeah,
like, that's,
I love that.
Yeah, incredible work. But anyway, I need all of my children to see me keep my promises to myself. I need these kids to see me do the things that I sought out to do. And even if I fail, over and over again, even if they watch me fail until I'm 100 years old, they're going to see that I did not stop trying.
That is...
And it's like, because that's the greatest power that I can give to these kids. Because if they see me being able to do this shit, they can do it.
That's literally...
And that's like, they don't have... Like, my daughter, my oldest daughter has... First of all, that girl's a Gemini. I don't know if you know about a Gemini. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So she's Gemini. Geminis generally believe they can do anything.
Yeah.
They have high self-esteem in general. Like, yeah, they're always good looking too. But anyway, this girl has no concept of her not being able to do something. Yeah. Like, she doesn't limit herself in the way that by the time I was her age, I was very much so limiting myself. Damn. I was very much, 8, 9 years old was...
I can't do that.
Trash time, you know? And I really, all over the place. I can't learn this, I can't do this. And, you know, she's a child, so she'll be like, this is hard, I don't want to do this. But, like, she doesn't, for a second, think that she can't do shit.
It. She just don't want to do it.
I'm trying to hold on to that with these kids for as long as I can and be there to remind them every fucking time. Like, oh, this is how you want to do it. And there's nuances with this, too. Yeah. Like... You know, my daughter, the oldest one, she wants me on the internet. She's trying to be on the internet. She wants to do the little, like, YouTube channel. You know, she's doing that. She's doing the figure skating thing. So she's trying to do this whole thing, and I'm not ready. Yeah. And so we're in this, like, back and forth of, like, battle. You know, I'm like, okay, you can record yourself. You can write these scripts. We can do these mock things, but I'm not ready to let her do this. Yep. But it's not to say that I'm not trying to have her hone her skills or own her discipline or take it seriously. Because it's like, if you want to take this seriously, there's going to be a time that you're allowed to, and this is accessible to you. So you better be ready. Like, and I think that, you know, legacy is actually one of my favorite words. Yeah. Like, I love the word legacy. I love the definition of legacy. Like, it's such a beautiful concept. But I think overall, the biggest thing that I want them to have is that nurturing of... I am capable. Yeah. And, like, if you see somebody else do it, or even, this one's a new one for me personally, but I recently have really come to the place of, like, if I am able to conceptualize clearly, I am able to execute. There is no reason why I should not be able to create the steps if my brain continues to show me the final product. Yeah,
if I can see Z, or, you know what I mean, I can get
work
there
your way
from
backwards.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, it might be a little sloppy.
Hell yeah.
Like, it might not be cute.
No.
But if I have this final image, and that's a thing I do. Like that showcase I was telling you about, I know what that shit looks like. I've never seen anything like it before. I've seen, you know, bits and pieces throughout my experience performing, through knowing I know all of the best performers in the country. Like, I have these people, of course. But it's like, you know, I have this hour-and-a-half production in my mind, and I can run through it easily. So it's like, I gotta do it. I can't just sit and wait for somebody to come along and be like, I want you to be able to do this. I'm gonna make this easy for you.
Here's all the stuff you need.
Right.
There you go. No,
right. I happen to be a carpenter that wants to build all of your props and follow along on your visual dreams. Right. Like, that's not gonna fucking happen.
No.
Every single step of this, I'm gonna have to seek out, and I'm gonna have to figure it out. I'm gonna have to readjust. Yeah.
And before I get to my last question, before we wrap up, I've never asked that question before, and that is the exact answer I would have gave to, because my number one thing, I would tell people, I try all these different things, and I always want my kids to be like, you know what, my dad didn't do this, or he may not have became a pro wrestler, but at least he tried. You know what I mean? Right. Like, he tried, and I want my kids to at least just try.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if they can see that my dad tried that shit, you know, so I can try it. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's all I want to leave them. If I don't teach them anything, it's that you gotta try it. Right. You know? So
carry through too. It's like, that's the other thing is, I think that for me personally, growing up, there was a component of, if I was like, yo, I'm over it, or that passive aggressiveness. Kids are passive aggressive as shit.
They are.
You know what I mean? They don't. They're either aggressive or passive aggressive. But like,
in between.
You know, there's that. I will check in with my daughter. She skates 5 days a week, so I check in with her. I'll be like, yo, you still want to do this? You good? Like, how we doing? You know what I mean? But there's that other thing where she is like kind of halvesy about it. And I'm like, okay, do you not want to do this because you're feeling lazy today, because you're feeling sore?
Yeah.
Or do you not want to do this because you're trying to sit around and play video games or some shit?
Yeah.
Which is like, you can do that after you're done.
Yeah, just do knock
like,
it out.
you got to knock it out. You got to knock out these spelling words. And it's like, it's you realizing how many parents don't stand a chance at parenting because they don't do that shit for themselves. How the fuck are you going to tell?
Yes.
How the fuck are you going to lead somebody to do anything for themselves when you don't even brush your teeth?
Bro, you're not even
brushing your teeth right.
Bro.
Yeah, you don't.
I smell it, bro.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like that type of energy.
My last question.
All right, last one.
And I gave you this before and you got upset about it because you said I didn't.
Oh, I forgot already,
I didn't
but
give her the prereqs or whatever.
I'm ready.
So,
Let's go.
If you could ask one thing of the human race, what would it be?
I mean, my immediate, like, not thought out answer is consideration.
Oh, me too.
It's that this, like, we're in a very ugly chapter of the world. I don't know if there has ever been a not ugly chapter, though. And I tend to get annoyed with people that are, like, in the energy of, like, things are so bad right now. Because it's like, have you met history?
Yeah,
like, shit's
like,
ugly, been ugly.
Yeah.
And it's going to stay ugly if you remain complacent.
Yes.
And so, you know, when it comes to consideration, like, and I check myself all the time because, like, I am first aggressive. Like, it comes out first, and that is, like, my natural instinct is always like, the fuck did you just say, or the fuck are you thinking? And, like, I am trying to be like a better version of, like, not treating people like they're fucking dumb, because that's not gonna help. That's not gonna create connection.
No, not in the slightest.
I'm
the same way.
I value the connection component, but there's also the other angle of, like, man, like, there is so much going on with people in general right now, and to see complacency and silence all the time is mind-numbing.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, I try to put myself in this position of, if I was in this spot, how would I want people to show up for me?
Exactly.
And it's really that simple. If you are unwilling to do that for any body of people, any group of people, any type of people, and that includes the upper class, that includes that 1%. Like, yo, if you became the person, if you happen to be that motherfucking billionaire, how would you want people to receive you? How would you want people? And it's like, I'm trying to do this on the scale, but if you're able to do this for any group of people and you're refusing to do it for another group of people, you lack consideration.
I agree.
You are not in the gang. Like,
you're not. You can't sit with us, buddy.
No, you're not outside in the university.
You're inside.
You're expelled.
Yeah, get out of here.
Bitch.
I'm calling the.
And you're inside.
Yeah, pussy.
In a damp basement. That's dark.
Yeah, we're doing it again. We're doing the dark stuff again.
Get that? There is this context of, like, people, because they lack their own self-esteem, or they have even, like, anxiety. I got a lot of people being like, I have so much anxiety, I can't ingest this information because it makes me dysfunctional. I become depressed. I can't do anything about it. It feels like it's out of my control. And I really like to remind people with those specific sentiments that that's kind of the deal when it comes to the greater,
the grand scheme of things. The
greater of people taking control, people taking your power. It's going to come down to you being like, oh no, this is hard and this is scary and I have to do it anyway. And it's like, you know, there's, whether it is like this situation in Gaza is so, like, so challenging for people, like a lot of my peers, to wrap their head around. And that was something that, like, blew my mind. Because for me, it's like, this is
cake. This makes sense. This is human rights.
Right. This is so much suffering in our lifetime. People be like, oh, well, there's been wars and there's been suffering, there's been famine, there's been all these things. And it's like, so I understand a lot of y'all suck at math. But I need you to look at the numbers right now. I need you to perceive these things, and then once you do that, or once you do things like follow the money. You follow the money and shit like that. Right. Like, do these little exercises that give you, I understand that shit's hard to swallow. I've had so many days in this experience. That, the handstand thing that I did, I know you saw that shit, the 100 days of handstands.
Yes, I love that.
When I started that, That was October 9th.
Yeah.
I was losing my shit. I was not feeling well. I knew that I was about to become so depressed.
Yep.
Because I could not stop. I'm going to educate myself on this as much as possible.
Yep.
So I made myself do something that would make me check in with my body every day. Yeah. And don't you know that 100th day came and I was like, man, this shit is getting worse.
Yep.
And I did not, when I started this, I chose to do 100 days away because I was like, by that 100th day, this will all be over and I'll be able to look back and think that that I was in such a dark place when this started and everything seemed so terrible and complicated, but on the 100th day, it'll all be in the past.
Worse.
Wrong.
Yeah.
Wrong. But I had to keep going.
Yep.
Like, I have to keep showing up as a person in my life, in my kids' life, in my family's life.
I have to still.
But also for the other people in the world, both in America and in Gaza, that are having these experiences. Yeah. And it's like, again, whether it's that type of social work, whether it's that type of care about other people, there's a million ways to give a fuck about other people.
A million ways.
A million ways.
1,000,010.
But if you don't have the capacity to understand that if you don't give a fuck about anybody but yourself, you are a part of the problem, and also you're going to suffer.
Yeah.
You're going to suffer within yourself. You, like, whatever your spiritual beliefs are, whatever any of that shit is, like, you aren't going to sit right if you don't have that sense of love for other people.
Your fellow human being.
Exactly.
I agree. This was great, honestly, and I didn't expect anything less. I know what type of person you are, and what type of person I am. Great people. Some would say phenomenal, fantastic.
Phenomenal.
Even. So we're gonna wrap this up. Where do the people reach you at? What's your handles?
What are my handles? Okay, so my handle right now is, I have to check. I recently just changed it actually.
I think it's
Serena_circus, I believe.
I think that I'm looking it up. I think that is right.
Is it?
I'll put it.
Is it?
I'll put it right here.
There it is.
Right in the tab.
And that's it. I mean, there's a part of me that, again, I'm not gonna drop the new brand name yet because I don't want anybody to see the empty, vacant account while this girl is putting her heart. Like, she is out here working.
Hello?
Have you ever met like a graphic designer or a brand strategist that it's just like that's their essence?
Yeah.
They're breathing this shit in. That's not me. That's this girl that I hired.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not me. But I hired a girl and it's her.
That's you.
And so I don't want to disrespect her baby brand.
Yeah.
The same way that I told you, like, I got to do this on a good hair washing day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm not trying to come in here and disrespect JoJo's project. That would be fucked up. I'm not trying to come in here and have her be like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, I put my back. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Like, you can't be I'm a culmination of a lot of people's work. I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing this. Thank you guys for listening. We're going to take a picture real quick, and then I'll let you go about your day. You guys have a safe journey wherever you're doing. Be well, and I'll talk to you guys later. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Have a great day.
Have a grand day.
Live it up.